I have created over 120 videos on this platform. I just thought it would actually be great, especially for me, to reflect on this journey of being a YouTuber, because now I have unlocked the title of small YouTuber. I know that is bound to change very soon. The first thing that I've actually noticed about being on YouTube is the fact that YouTube is the best platform for anyone who wants to create videos or become a content creator, whatever you might want to call yourself. And of course, this is according to me, based on my own experience. Of course, when I started this career of being a content creator, I started with TikTok. I was able to go from 3,000 followers to over 40,000 followers in just a span of like 3 months. I got like 2 million monthly views, but it was after achieving all of that I realized how TikTok can be very useless. Because one thing about TikTok, each and every video you're posting, you have to think of it like the first video that you're ever posting, because it goes to a whole new audience. Most of the times you would find that you have so many followers, but they're actually not even seeing your content. If you're really trying to build a long-term career, it can be pretty useless, because you don't end up building the community that you want. But if you're just doing it for fun, then you would like it. It's also good if you're just experimenting. I mean, starting off on that platform really helped me to figure out what it is that I wanted to create, figure out my why, to figure out exactly how I want to create my videos. So it was really helpful for experimentation. And the other thing that I really like about YouTube is that it's long form content. I also found that, and this is something I continuously see with other creators on TikTok and on Instagram, a lot of people don't even want to listen to the full story, they just want to react. But YouTube, because of the long form nature of the content, it's a gateway for people to understand more about the story, to understand context. Of course, you always find some people who just read the title and they're running to the comment section. But if I were to place a bet between the long form content on YouTube and the short form platforms, I would definitely bet on YouTube. This brings me into the second lesson. While yes, YouTube is the best platform to grow as a creator of videos, it is the hardest platform to grow on. My goodness, the patience that it teaches you, the patience that creating on this platform teaches you, is out of this world, because it really takes a long time. Of course, I know there's so many other people that have this kind of lottery stories where, oh my god, I came on and in 1 month I got monetized. That is not the common story. It really takes time to grow. And I know a lot of people always have a lot of theories talking about how, oh, smaller channels are not being pushed out. But if you take the time, just look through your YouTube homepage, you will see smaller channels on the homepage. So that really shows you that YouTube goes out of its way to actually promote smaller channels, but YouTube cannot force people to watch your channel. One of the things that really makes it kind of hard to grow on YouTube is the fact that it's like a lottery platform. When you open the YouTube homepage, you're seeing all kinds of videos from bigger creators and smaller creators. In order to win the YouTube lottery, that depends on the viewer. So the viewer is the one that is going to decide whether they're going to use their time to watch you. And most of the times, if you study psychology, you would know this. When people see a larger channel and a smaller channel, they will always go for the larger channel, because once they see that a video has more views, send signs to your brain that this must be a better video. This is exactly why being a smaller YouTuber is one of the hardest things ever, because there's just a lot of competition, not just from people who have the same size of your channel, but also with these other bigger creators. That's why you always see that once someone gets big or they go viral, it's easier for them to grow from there, because a lot more people are like, oh, this person is getting a lot of attention, they must be doing something great, and they go and follow them. And then they're like, ugh, you have 10 views, I don't think your video is great. They haven't clicked on it, but they've already judged you based on the views. And this also reminds me this idea that people are always like, views don't count, subscriber count doesn't count. It's all a lie, because again, when you go back to the psychology of human beings, they're always going to measure you based on these metrics, and the people you want to work with will also judge you based on that. This brings me to the third point, which could be a paradoxical one. While it's important important to know the importance of analytics. You as a creator, you need to not put a lot of value on that, because it can actually distract you, because while you're growing, it's really hard to actually get an audience, to get someone to click on your video. You might get demoralized and stop posting altogether, which happened to me in 2020 when I had started a different YouTube channel, and after 4 months I was just like, what is happening? No one is watching. I'm quitting YouTube. You have to recognize the importance of this metrics, but at the same time you have to remind yourself why you are doing this in the first place, and you have to stay the course. Lesson 4: I am superwoman. The fact that I've been able to create over 120 videos just using my phone, and no, I'm not just filming on my phone, also editing on my phone, because my laptop is one of the worst ever. I can't edit on it. Ugh, can only use it to watch K-dramas. But can you imagine, there are weeks where I post 2 videos. Actually this week I'll be posting 3 videos. I'm doing all of that on my phone, filming on my phone, editing on my phone, uploading on my phone. I am a superwoman. I largely think this is because I'm a firstborn daughter. I will always make everything work. You throw me a challenge, I'm gonna show you that I am a natural problem solver. But this basically means that my phone is used for production. I am not calling anyone, I am not texting anyone, but that's also because when I moved to the village, a lot of people thought I'm very useless, and so they don't even care to know how I'm doing. I'm a failure. I'm not in France anymore. But it's fine, because you know what, it's giving me time to work on my dreams, and honestly I appreciate that, because I don't have the time to be calling people and listening to their problems. I have problems of my own. It's really a fact that when you're trying to build anything from scratch, for me it's probably this YouTube channel, but for another person is building a business, all your time and energy and resources goes into building that. You know, these people who are always like, oh, you should start dropshipping and you will get money tomorrow. It takes a lot of time to build anything that is going to give you a lot of money in the long run. People always like, oh, you should start a course, you should create a digital product and you're gonna be a millionaire. They're not telling you that for you to even sell a course, you need to have a community of people that are going to buy that course. To find that community of people, you have to build it brick by brick, and that takes time. No one becomes a millionaire overnight. This is why, as I've said before, you need to have clear goals, and you also need to have timelines for yourself, so that you don't end up using up all your time and years building something that is absolutely not helping you in any way. I've also learned that not everything is for social media. When people say this, they always talk about privacy and all that. I'm really not talking about that. I find that a lot of people on social media are really bad when it comes to comprehension skills and listening skills, and this means that when it comes to really important topics, they just want to react. For example, and I've spoken before about women's issues and women's safety, and you have someone being like, not all men. Honestly, this is not something that I want to deal with. I can't deal with that kind of stupidity. If you read on my personality type, an architect, INTJ, and one of the things I don't condone is stupidity. Anytime I see a stupid comment or someone who has just read the title and then they just run to comment, I don't understand how people think like this. I don't understand having a brain and not using it. And that's why I've decided for some important topics, I'm just going to write books about them, but I'm not going to discuss them on social media, because I cannot, for the life of me, deal with one-dimensional brains and stupidity. This brings me to another lesson about dealing with haters. I don't care if I'm gonna have haters, it's part of the job. You know, for me, what is really greater than dealing with haters is the fact that I am putting out my thoughts, my stories out into the public, and people are engaging with it. This is the greatest blessing. Like, something that is just an idea in my head, I create that into a video and some people resonate resonate with it, some people don't like it, some people think it's okay for them to tell me that I look a certain way because they don't agree with what I'm saying. That is powerful. You can hate on me all you want, I don't care. I have grown up as a firstborn in a male-dominated African family. You think the hate that you're gonna send me, I haven't had to deal with worse than that. I am built for this. I was born to do this. Being in front of the camera is my purpose. Also, when it comes to these haters, it makes me think that it's really much better to receive this kind of hate on social media. Yes, it can be extreme, but you can also block these people. But imagine if you're working in a workplace, and a lot of people go through this, and you have a supervisor that is constantly bullying you. You can't go anywhere. You're stuck there in that job, listening to someone bully you day in, day out. They're causing you anxiety, they're causing you depression, and you can't block them out because you have to work with them. Isn't this the reality for a lot of people? Unfortunately, when it comes to haters, they're everywhere. They're in every profession. Obviously, in this métier of being on social media, it means that you're gonna get it at a larger scale, which is absolutely not normal. And psychologists have actually said that getting comments on a daily basis from strangers is not normal. But I honestly prefer this than working in an environment where you're constantly bullied and there's nothing you can do about it. I'm currently in the process of creating my creator commandments, and one of the things that I do when I'm faced with a hater in the comment section who is just saying things that are absolutely not making sense, just assume they're a child. And what should children be doing now? They should be in school, they should be doing their homework. That's what I tell them. Can you imagine yourself trying to argue with a child? It's a waste of time. Did you know, by the way, that the comments that you leave are a reflection of who you are? You know, a lot of people are so weird when they're telling me that, oh my god, you posted this video, you're advertising it to the world, or they think that I'm trying to hide something. I am posting a whole video that I scripted, that I directed, that I edited. I posted the whole video. Why? Because I'm not afraid of putting myself out there, of putting my thoughts out there, of getting judgment, of even being misunderstood. I don't care about that because I don't care about what people think about me. When you're commenting, a lot of people don't realize that they're exposing themselves. I can tell you for a fact, these people that are always screaming, not all men, if you do a little research on them, you would realize that they've actually molested young girls. You can actually expose yourself and get caught based on how you're commenting. A lot of people think that they are anonymous. You're not. Do you know how easy it is to actually find the identity of someone even when they're using fake names? Be careful when you're leaving comments because you don't know who's watching. That actually brings me to the last lesson that I've learned as a small YouTuber, soon to be a big YouTuber. That is content theft. This is something that I experienced with TikTok, and one of the things that really pushed me to get serious on YouTube is that I took a snippet on one of my videos on YouTube, posted it on TikTok. It was at about 20,000 views, and a Kenyan tabloid master took my video, posted it on Instagram without crediting me, and that video went viral. I was even featured in the tabloid gossip in Kenya, whatever. And people that I've never spoken to in like years, they were like, oh my god, I saw you trending, can we be friends now? I was like, oh my god, you just took my video, it did better, and it didn't even help me in any way. And that was my content. And this is one of the reasons why I appreciate YouTube, because if someone takes your video and they post it on their YouTube channel, you can send them a copyright strike. Is it something that works all the time? It probably is going to take time. It's honestly a hassle because you also have to be searching to see whether someone is stealing your content. But all in all, I think this is something that if you want to get into this space, you have to grapple with, you have to deal with. But most of the time, it's even funny. These are people who are hating on you. These are the people who are leaving hate comments, and then they're stealing your video because they know how great your video is. Then they're posting it so they can get money from your content, and yet they're busy hating you. Honestly, honestly, just studying the psychology of human beings is one of the most amazing things, because people do things that are the complete opposite of what they say. I think I should go back to school and study psychology, or maybe not. I can just teach psychology to myself. You know, when I was studying my bachelor's degree, I actually studied a little bit of psychology and I got an A. Always an A student. And at that time, I actually thought I was going to be a news anchor because I always wanted to work in TV. Then I ended up in marketing, but I think all of that has come full circle, because now I'm a YouTuber. And isn't this a new version of TV? I mean, whatever I'm doing now, I would be doing in a TV station, but I would probably not have as much freedom, especially creative freedom, to create how I'm creating. And now we've come to the end of this video. Thank you very much for choosing to watch this video. You could be watching many other videos, but you clicked on this and you watched it until you got here towards the end. So thank you for honoring me with your attention.